Well, it looks like the time has finally arrived. After a few days of actual research and real contemplation, I think I've definitely made my decision. That's a little contradictory. I think it's time to say bye to Pattaya. Now, of course, the decision doesn't come lightly. Anytime you move, it's probably a good idea to really weigh pros against cons, things that you're worried about, things that you might miss, things that you feel like you might be missing before you go, and that's a reason that you want to go in the first place. But I've spent the last few days really kind of jumping back and forth, and I think today I kind of woke up and was like, you know what? We came all the way out here, right? We didn't come all the way out here to just stay in one spot. Obviously, the grand scheme for this channel and you guys is for me to continue to go to new places and have information that I can share with you about all kinds of places, not only just in Thailand, all over Asia, eventually Europe. That way, it's not only Thailand people in this community that we're helping out with answering questions. If you're looking to go other places, maybe that includes Thailand, maybe it doesn't. In theory, I'll be able to provide you some insight on what to do, what not to do when you get to those places. So thinking about that, it didn't really make sense for me to be debating this so much. It is a lovely evening here in Jomtien. The sun is hidden behind the clouds a little bit, so it's not as hot. Still no rain. If you watch one of my latest videos, I was talking about how it hasn't really rained that much, and we've still been blessed. Not rain today, but still getting a lot of the humidity, so it's still been hot. But came out, I'm gonna hang out on the beach for sunset. I'm gonna go grab some food. Obviously, I'm gonna take you guys with me, and we're gonna talk a little bit about this decision and where in the near future that you guys and Tempus TV are gonna be going. We're gonna go to a new spot. We're gonna get a little bit more experience. We're gonna have some more comparisons, some more boots on the ground information to give you guys. There's only so much I can do with talking to friends and reading online, and essentially at that point, I'm doing the same thing that you are, and you're not really getting the full story. So we're gonna change that. We're gonna talk about it. Let's go grab something to eat. Now, I just wanna preface by saying that, of course, I don't regret starting my Thailand journey in Pattaya at all. Of course, I don't have anything negative to say about Pattaya. There's just certain things, and there's certain things that I want to do in another place that might seem like they're a little bit more accessible. They're a little more frequent, if anything. And of course, I just want to provide as much new content and fresh stuff for you guys as I can all the time. It makes it a lot more fun for me to film because there's always something to do. I'm sure it makes it much more entertaining and fun for you guys to follow along and constantly see new things. So that's honestly the biggest motivator, as well as, like we said earlier, that I want to continue to go to new places and continue to be able to answer questions for you guys, because not everybody that watches this channel is only thinking about coming here. Obviously, a lot of people want to learn more about Thailand, more about other Asian countries, and I'm sure just about traveling in general. So that's what we're gonna do. But of course, Pattaya will always hold a special place in my heart because this was my first real place of living overseas. This was my first experience of Thailand. So I'll be back for sure. You might be wondering, well, Tempus, what's going on wherever you're going that's not going on in Pattaya? Well, if you watch some of my previous videos, I'm sure you probably can figure out where I'm most likely gonna end up. Pattaya, even though it's a big city, it is small at the same time. If you've been here, you know, everybody kind of knows everybody. It's not a major hub for most things going on in Thailand. There's lots of events and shows and conventions and all this stuff that goes on where I'm going. If you think about Thailand, you think about a main hub, I'm sure you figured out at this point where I'm gonna go. But it's still not 100% nailed down. The only thing we've nailed down is that it's time to go to a new spot. We're about 85% sure of where we're gonna go. But in the next month or two, I will be taking a few trips just for like 2 or 3 days at a time to kind of feel out if it's really the spot that we're thinking about. And of course, we're gonna take you with us, and I would like you guys to kind of help make the decision. In today's news, YouTuber gets hit by traffic because he's filming crossing the street like a dumbass. I love night markets in Thailand because I'm horrible at making decisions, so it's kind of nice to have a bunch of different shit you can buy, but sometimes it makes it a nightmare because I can't decide. So I still haven't decided yet. We're gonna go sit on the beach, see if we can catch a little sunset action, continue to talk about where this channel's going in the future, and then hopefully I get hungry enough that I can go back there and actually grab something to eat. But let's go find a spot, let's post up, let's get some sand in our ass crack real quick, and maybe that'll motivate us to go get some food. Now, like we said earlier, I don't want anybody to take anything out of context and be like, oh, well, what happened? You used to like Pattaya so much and now you hate it. Of course, that's not true. Like we said, Pattaya was the first place that I landed in Thailand, so I'll always have a special place in my heart. I'll always come back. I've had some great times here. I've met some good people. I've met some not so good people. I've had some bad times too, but that just comes with no matter where you are. So this is just the next step in the process. Everybody who's been following this channel since the beginning, I know a lot of you guys, I see all your comments have been with Tempus TV for months. So I really appreciate that. I feel like I owe it to you and to myself to continue to keep taking steps forward, keep trying new things, keep moving forward. And that's the whole idea of keeping things fresh, because I don't know about you, but me, when I feel like things are just getting kind of stagnant, that makes me really uncomfortable. Not just with YouTube, just with life in general. Now, I'm sure you figured it out by this point, because I only have the smartest subscribers on YouTube, that I'm talking about Bangkok. I think it's about time. Bangkok is just a little bit more central to everything. And like we said, in the next year or so, I definitely want to branch out a little bit more with the channel. And logistically, Bangkok just makes all of that a little bit easier. Being closer to the airports and stuff. Now, of course, there is plenty of transportation to and from the airport in Pattaya, but that just adds another logistical point, a little extra money, all those things. You got to leave 2 hours earlier than you normally would. Logistically, it's just a little bit easier to be in Bangkok and make all that happen. Now, another big reason, like we said, is there's just a little bit more going on in Bangkok. Of course, I have hobbies that don't include YouTube, even though this eats up about 100% of my time right now. I'm really into car culture, which is another big reason that I wanted to come to Thailand, was another main staple that I wanted to showcase on this channel. And Bangkok Auto Salon, all the racetracks, all the car shows, a lot of that stuff is just going on much more frequently in Bangkok. Now, if you're following the channel because you want to see content from Pattaya, not to worry, like I said, I will still be popping back down. It will more than likely just be for events, concerts, things like that, but it will still be coming out, so that's not something you need to worry about. And if you haven't yet, make sure you go jump through my catalog. I have over 200 videos, pretty much exclusively in Pattaya, so make sure you get all those so that way you get your fix. You don't have anything to worry about. That will not be the last time that I'm here. And I'm not getting ready to go just yet, so make sure you stay tuned in the next couple months, because you will still continue to see more videos in and about Pattaya. Okay, sand everywhere, check. I gotta move though, unfortunately, because as you can see, the tide is way up right now. And with the wind and the waves, I know I sound like I'm complaining, but I'm getting covered in salt, and so is the camera, which is definitely not good for any electronics. Now, like I said, I don't really have a definitive timeline on anything yet. I'm gonna take my time. Like I said, I'm gonna bounce up. I'm gonna spend a couple different times there. I'm gonna stay in different spots. I'm gonna cruise around a little bit, because I wanna make sure that I end up in an area that I'm gonna enjoy. It's gonna be good for you guys content-wise, and it's gonna get everything out of the move. I'm not gonna pull my first Thailand mistake and just not really look at a place and just pay for it before I even go. So there's no real definitive timeline yet, but it's definitely gonna happen soon. So it's looking like I'm probably gonna get chased off by the rain. I almost just broke a butt cheek. I'm probably gonna get chased off by the rain, which is ironic because I've mentioned in the past few videos how little it's been raining here, but the wind is definitely picking up. I'm eating sand, that's for sure. But long story short, I'm really excited about the next step for the channel, next step for me and you, next step for, you know, everything, and just my whole experience of Thailand as well as YouTube. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. As always, thank you so much for tuning in to Tempus TV. If you'd like to see more about Thailand, why not click the video on screen right now? And as always, we'll catch you guys in the next one.